I've always really loved music, and I sometimes think I'd rather be a musician than a comedian, even though I don't really know how to do that.
Hi, welcome to the guest list with Patrick Hicks. Today I'm joined by comedian Nick White. Nick, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You're one of my favorite comedians on TikTok and in general, but that's where I know you from mostly is from TikTok. You're the first Australian guest we've had, so very excited
Really?
for that.
Wow.
So tell me a little bit about you're based in Melbourne now. Were you born and raised there or where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Brisbane, Australia.
Okay.
And then lived in New York for a few years, and then lived in Sydney for a few years. And now I live in Melbourne, and I'm going to stay in Melbourne for a while. I'm sick of moving around, so I'm just going to stay here for a bit, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I know that your background is in architecture, which is fascinating. And so you're in New York working at an architectural firm. When did you decide to make the switch to comedy?
Well, honestly, when I was studying my Masters of Architecture in Brisbane back in 2017, I entered a stand-up comedy competition and I was like, oh, this is what I meant to do. I'm so glad I just spent tens of thousands of dollars on this degree. So then I kind of just worked in architecture till I could afford to do comedy full time, which took about 5 years because,
Yeah.
there was a pandemic and stuff like that which I took personally. But no, yeah, it took about 5 years till I could quit architecture. And yeah, I've been doing comedy full time for about 2.5 years.
I mean, I think in stand-up it usually takes 5 years anyway, just to kind of find your voice
Yeah,
and get good at it. So
definitely.
are you primarily making money off of social media or a live stand-up?
I think
Or is
I'd
it
say
both?
I make most of my money from doing brand deals online, but I also make
Hmm.
a decent amount from touring. So yeah, I kind of rely on both of them for my
Yeah.
income. And I enjoy touring and online stuff. So yeah, it works quite well. It's a nice kind of balance of if I don't really feel like touring much, I can rely more heavily on my online stuff. But I also just
Yeah.
love performing live. It's so fun.
Your stand-up is hilarious, but when I first got into you, it was through your character work. You do such great characters and like skits, especially I feel like I relate to you. I work a corporate job, but by night I'm doing creative projects like this and doing TikToks and kind of dreaming of the day when I get to quit to do my thing full time. And you nail workplace culture and like the annoying coworkers. And I feel like that's kind of unusual for a stand-up to also do such good character work and kind of more kind of what I would think of from an improv background. Where did that come from?
I've honestly been doing characters since I was about 6 or 7.
Really?
And I've just always come up with them. I just I don't know, I just find other people so funny and I just love picking out really subtle traits that other people don't really notice. And I've been able to do it since I was really young. And everyone
Mhm.
thought my parents used to be like, "Why are you so mean to people? Why do you always pick out people's flaws?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just can't help it." And I used to draw people. I've just always been obsessed with coming up with people, particularly
Hmm.
annoying people.
Interesting.
So yeah, I just love doing characters and I did a bit of drama in school, but then I got really shy. So
Really?
kind of yeah, in my teenage years became really shy and self-conscious. So stopped doing drama. But then yeah, in my 20s started stand up again and just naturally came back to the character stuff. And I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense because that was my thing when I was younger. I loved it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it just comes pretty naturally to me, the characters.
Who did you have like comedy idols growing up? Were there stand-ups or actors that you
Um,
looked up to?
I would say, honestly, when I was really young, like 7, 8, 9, I was obsessed with Amanda Bynes because I love the Amanda Show, which is it's kind of like SNL for kids, really. It's just a
Yeah.
lot of sketches, a lot of characters. And then also, yeah, when I was a teenager, I really liked Chris Lilly, who did kind of Summer Heights High and We Can Be Heroes. I liked kind of character
Mm.
comedians and just really silly, just silly Billies. I'm not the kind of stand-up who, yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot of the stand-up comedy greats like other stand-ups do. I'd say I'm more kind of intrigued by character actors and
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
Mm,
probably is why you have such a unique voice. And I mean, there's so many stand-ups. Like Chicago has a pretty good stand-up scene, and I go to open mic
mm.
nights, and it's like, all right, this guy likes a lot of Bill Burr, and you can just see that they're just clones of who they like, which is probably how everybody starts. But yeah, you're very unique.
Oh, thanks.
Did you do stand-up in New York? Like, did you do like the Comedy Cellar and all those kind of like places like that?
No, I did do stand up there, but I had only been doing stand up for about maybe like 7 or 8 months in Brisbane before I moved to New York. So
Yeah.
I wasn't very good yet. So I did a few like cool gigs that I liked, but I just did a lot of kind of like open mics and shows around Brooklyn, but I did some
Yeah.
gigs at like Broadway Comedy Club, Greenwich Village Comedy Club, and the Comic Strip, but I didn't get any like big gigs or any big traction. Also, because the last half of my time there was the pandemic, so it
Hmm.
kind of prevented me from doing too much. But I had a great time gigging there. It was really fun.
When you were in America, is that when you picked up on the Americanisms? Because one of the things that you do, if people have not seen it, is speaking like an American, and it's just kind of gibberish, but of American words. Like I was on the interstate. Did that come from your time in New York?
Honestly, yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, I
Or was it like
don't know.
American TV growing up? Or
It was kind of a bit of everything, like American TV, but then just being in America and just hearing some of the, I don't know, you guys really love getting into specifics of, and you like saying the full brand names of things, and I don't know, just very like specific and a lot of like, yeah, just a lot of words that we don't say or like a lot of specifics that we don't talk about, and I just
yeah.
noticed a lot of them, and
Like, do you not
so
have alimony in Australia? Is that an
what is
American
that
concept?
child support?
I think it's maybe spousal support. I
Oh,
don't know if it covers both or if it's just specifically it's the money you pay to your spouse in a divorce, but
just a funny word,
that's a funny word, yeah.
yeah.
All right, what about music? Did you grow up as a big music fan? I know you have a tour that's called the Teenage Dream Tour. Is that a Katy Perry nod?
Oh, the only reason I called that show Teenage Dream was because it was my second show, and I'm like, Teenage Dream was her second album, and it was huge, and I was like, this is gonna be my like bit, yeah, and I was just like really into Katy Perry at the time I named that show. But
Yeah.
I guess music wise, I've always really loved music, and I sometimes think I'd rather be a musician than a comedian, even though I don't really like know how to do that. But I don't know. Yeah, I've always loved music. Big pop music fan, but
Yeah.
also I don't know, I like a lot of music, I'd say. Um yeah, and then I have a character who is like an indie musician. So my friend and I do covers of songs, and I'm doing a character show next year, so he's gonna perform music live. So I'm gonna try to like weasel my way into music through comedy just because
Love it.
I'm so interested in it and I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I really love it.
So, do you have a song that reminds you of your childhood growing up in Brisbane?
Well, the song that I chose for that one, for my childhood, was The Green Green Grass of Home by Tom Jones. Do you know that song?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've just been talking about Tom Jones about maybe doing his history on the channel because uh, my wife did not know he was Welsh. So whenever I find something that my
Mm,
wife didn't know about a musician, I was like, "Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. Maybe other people don't know that he's Welsh." So, yeah, tell me
yeah.
tell me
I
about
mean,
that song.
Tom Jones and Duffy, I think. They're the only Welsh musicians that I know of.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Yeah, but I chose that song because my mum, and this was a hard one to choose one song for because obviously there's influence from both parents.
Right, right.
Um, and there's also just songs that you discover on your own as a child, just from like the TV and stuff. But my mum is a huge Tom Jones fan.
Hmm.
Um, And I'm a Tom Jones fan because of that. I just think he's just got such a remarkable voice. Um, but that song in particular just reminds me of driving in the car when I was a kid, when we visit like my grandparents or aunties and uncles and stuff. There were a few albums that would be in rotation in the car, and it
Yeah.
was like a Tom Jones greatest hits, Queen greatest hits, Meatloaf. Um, and then my dad likes Ian Dury and like Lou Reed and stuff like that. And my mum
Oh,
likes Olivia Newton-John and Tina Arena. So a lot of rock and pop from the 80s and 90s.
yeah.
Um, Tom Jones was one where if we had a really long car drive, yeah, we would put on Tom Jones's. And then my grandparents lived in northern New South Wales, and it's quite lush and green. And I used to
Hmm.
just be a kid, pretend my life was a movie, and listen to Green Green Grass Farm and be like, "Oh, this song's about me right now." And it's just such a his music is really nostalgic for me.
All right, what is a song from a live concert that stands out to you?
So for this one, I chose a song from a band that doesn't exist anymore. They
Okay.
didn't vanish, they just broke up. Um, It's called Blood, and it's by an Australian band called The Middle East.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just,
Unusual name for an
I
Australian band.
know, I know. In hindsight, I'm like, why are they called that? Um, I think they only had one album, and
Oh,
it would have been like late 2000, and actually, I can probably check right now. 2009, it came out.
okay.
Um, And one of my best friends from high school was a massive fan of them. And I knew like one or two songs. Yeah, we went to this music festival called Big Day Out, which
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
exist anymore either, which is such a shame because it was
Yeah.
so fun.
Some of the lineups
And
of those big day outs I've like come across doing different band histories and stuff, and some of those lineups were so insane.
I know, especially this particular year where I saw the Middle East, there was like Muse, Calvin Harris, Tame Impala, Lily Allen, um, and then heaps of Australian acts as well. Just like
Yeah.
really, and then I went again in 2013, and there was like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Childish
Mhm.
Gambino, I think The Killers, like just really
Oh,
great
yeah.
lineups. I don't know why. Yeah. Um, but yeah, this year, 2010, I was 16, and my friend Tess, who loved the Middle East, she was like, "Do you want to come see the Middle East with me?" It was like an afternoon. They were playing pretty early because they weren't a huge band. And I was like, yeah, okay. And there weren't that many people there. So we were literally in the front row. And the song Blood is just, it's like a spiritual experience. And
Mm.
I kind of listened to it, but after seeing it live, I was like, whoa. Because there's this part in the last kind of build up of the song, the last kind of chorus, where this like trumpet comes into it. And then the person, like the lead singer, like put down another instrument, then picked up a trumpet, and everyone was like, "Oh!" And then yeah, they just started playing the trumpet, and it was just so epic. And like when I'm
Yeah.
at a concert, I either like to be right at the front or right at the back, so I have space. Like I feel like I can only really connect with the artist if I'm like right at the front.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I start getting too aware of everyone around me and I get too claustrophobic and I start like analyzing everyone too much. So that was perfect because I was just like locked in with them. And I'm so glad I saw them that day because I don't think they are together anymore or they don't perform together anymore. So it felt like right place, right time. And yeah, it was just really moving.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good when a band breaks up, but you got to see them before they broke up, and then it's like it's kind of frozen in time, and they didn't have to go on and make bad records that you don't like. And you're just like, I saw the perfect
Totally.
thing.
And you
Yeah.
get to brag about it forever.
Yeah. And people will be jealous that you saw them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. What is a song you associate with a specific activity?
Oh, so this is a bit of a silly answer, but I just thought it was the perfect answer for this question.
Sure.
Um, so basically, I'm like a major hypochondriac. Like I have really bad health anxiety.
Okay.
Um, and there's been a few times where like I thought I had like oh, during the pandemic, there was one time where we found out my housemate had COVID, and like this is when before everyone was vaccinated. It was like when it was like really scary,
Really, yeah.
and I had to come home from work and I had to isolate. And then I usually would listen to music while I worked because I was so anxious and like on the verge of a panic attack. I was like, I don't want to listen to any music I like right now because then I might associate it with this feeling forever. I don't
Mhm.
want to ruin any
Yeah, yeah.
songs, I don't want to ruin the relationship with any songs that I have. So basically, the song that I chose was Dear Future Husband by Megan Trainor because there's been like two occasions where with like COVID scares and all this stuff where I had to listen to music while I worked, but I didn't want to ruin the vibe of any music I liked. And Megan Trainor is just an artist who I'm just like neutral with. I'm like, especially that song. I'm like, I don't like that song. But I was like,
Yeah.
I can't work in silence. So I chose Dear Future Husband because it's a song that relate to panic attacks and that feeling of wanting to just have music on, but music that I don't really value my relationship with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this might be the best answer I've ever gotten to this question. Yeah, that's a very
Oh, really?
interesting to think. Yeah, you don't want to have a negative association with a song, so let's just pick something you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Because it's like I don't hate it so much that I can't listen to it. Like
Right.
her songs are a bit of a bop and they're poppy, but I never go out of my way to listen to them. So I was like, yeah, let's just put them on so it's not silent, but and I need to
Yeah.
distract my mind a little bit and sing along to something. So I was just kind of sitting at my desk like, dear future husband, here's a few things. Yeah.
If you hear the song now, is it triggering? Like you feel like you're getting a panic attack?
Actually, no. So I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe it was just a theory that I got wrong, but that's the thing. I don't really hear it much.
Yeah.
I don't really hear her music much. So who knows? Maybe one day when I'm a bit on edge, I'll put it on and see how it makes me feel, just to test the
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what about what is a song that makes you emotional?
Oh, so this one, my last answer was silly. This answer is actually quite sad.
Okay.
No, it's not that sad, but it kind of is. Well, I chose Twilight Zone by Ariana Grande, which is I think it's her newest song. And I hadn't really listened to it much. I had kind of just heard it like when I was out and about. I really like Ariana Grande, but yeah, I hadn't really like delved into this song much. But yeah, I had my first ever relationship this year.
Hmm.
Um, like a 4 month relationship. And then we actually broke up in June, but then we had one more trip planned together.
Oh no.
Um, Yeah, which was good. Like it's just because we were doing long distance and it didn't wasn't really working. So, but we wanted to have a lot like a nice final hurrah.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then we were just like thrift shopping one day on this trip, and this song was playing in this thrift store, and I was kind of just like singing along to it while we were shopping. And then yeah, just this lyric in the chorus that's like sometimes I just can't believe you happened, and I just sung that, and we both
Oh,
just looked at each other and got really sad. And I
oh
don't
man.
know, like. I really like listening to music, but it's rare that it will make me like cry. But in
Hmm.
that moment, I got really emotional, and I
Yeah.
just sung it to him, and then realized what I had just said, and we were just both like, "Oh, like yeah, this is our last like thing together."
Yeah.
So yeah, and that was only about a month and a half ago. So
Oh, oh, I'm sorry.
still a bit raw. No, it's fine. It was
Yeah.
but yeah, and I was just like, "Oh wow." It's funny because like it was my first real relationship. So now I'm like, oh, I finally get all these love songs. So
That's
yeah.
really interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Why do you think it took so long to have your first relationship? Was it that shyness you were talking about earlier, or just
Well,
kind of
yeah,
career
like
focused?
well, I didn't come out of the closet till I was 25.
Oh,
So just a bit delayed in that sense.
yeah.
And then yeah, in New York, like had like 2 to 3 month long things, but they never got that serious.
Right.
And then yeah, like moved around a lot. And then yeah, this year just kind of met someone who just yeah, I really enjoyed being around, and it just felt like neither of us had to try, and it just felt nice. And yeah, I feel like this year I've just like gotten in touch with myself again. I think for a few years I was trying to be this person that I wasn't, or I
Hmm.
don't know, probably too caught up in trying to get successful in my career and stuff like that. And this year I kind of
Right.
just I feel like I'm way more in tune with who I am, and I have kind of reprioritized what matters. And I think just when
Good.
you're more in touch with yourself, it makes it easier to find someone because
Yeah.
just realness attracts realness, I guess. So yeah, I guess it was just a timing thing for me. I really had to work on myself a bit before I could um connect on that level with someone. I'm not really sure why
Yeah.
it took me so long.
Yeah.
Just a combination of things, I think. Yeah.
Right. It makes sense. Yeah. All
Mm.
right. What is a song that you associate with a milestone in your life?
Oh, so for this one, I said On and On by Erica Badu.
Oh, love that song. Great choice.
Oh, me too. So it was 2022. The last few months of 2022, I just really got into her and just a lot of kind of R&B and neo soul kind of music.
Yeah.
Um, and it was just a time where I was feeling very creatively inspired, and was just a time where I was really following my gut and my intuition, which led me to quit my job in architecture. So I kind of associate this song and this artist and this kind of music I was really enjoying at the time with that shift in my career and really trusting my gut and trusting my creativity, I guess.
What was that moment like when you like quit? Did you put in 2 weeks notice? Is that a thing in Australia? Or
Yeah, I actually put in 4 weeks notice just
yeah.
because I don't know. I don't know why. It was terrifying, if I'm being honest, because
Yeah.
for years I was like, oh, I just want to quit my job. I want to be a comedian full time. And then when the time finally came, I freaked out. And I'd like be working from home every day and I'd call my dad and be like, oh, I really want to quit. And he's like, all right, quit then. And I'd be like, no, I can't quit yet. He's like, okay, then don't quit. Like, what? Because yeah, it just got to a point where it felt like I was doing two full-time jobs, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to let anyone down. So I was like, it's not fair for me to keep working here. So yeah, it was pretty scary. And then the day I quit, I went home and bought a bunch of tins of soup and tuna and stuff because I was like, I'm gonna be poor. Um, and then yeah, and like the day before I quit, I got this lightning bolt tattoo, which Amy Winehouse has a similar one, well, had a similar one
Oh,
on her right arm. Hers was like
cool.
shaded though. Yeah, just because it was just this time when I was feeling really in touch with myself as an artist, and I was like, I don't know, I think a lot of the music I was listening to at the time just kind of inspired me to follow the path that was calling me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I associate a lot of that kind of music with that time in my life.
Did like your bosses know that you did comedy? Was it a shock to them?
They weren't, I think they all saw it coming
Yeah.
because there'd be days where I'd be like, all right, guys, I'm filming something, come be in it. But I'd always try to play it cool around my bosses. Like, I acted as if they didn't know, but I think they all knew. Like,
Right.
my boss followed me on Instagram, so he definitely knew. Um, but yeah, I think they all knew where my heart was. I think they could
Yeah.
tell.
What is a song with some of your favorite lyrics?
Oh, well, to be honest, I'm not a huge lyric
Hmm.
listener. Well, I don't know. I'm not a huge like lyric interpreter. Like I kind of just enjoy the song and I learn all the words, but I never stop to think what they are saying or what they mean. Sometimes I do, but not really.
Right.
But the song I chose for this was a song called To a Poet by a band called First Aid Kit. Do you know them? They're a Swedish band.
No.
They're like two sisters, and they and I think their dad is in like the band. He plays the guitar.
Oh,
They're a
okay.
real wholesome vibe. They're kind of folky.
Yeah.
Um, and I've seen them live twice actually. they're great. But yeah, To a Poet has been one of my favorite songs since I heard it. And it's not even, they never released it as a single or anything. But it's just so beautiful. And um, I'm trying to think of some of the lyrics I can reference. Just in the chorus, I don't exactly know what they're talking about, but in the verses they kind of allude to this thing of like you're on the other side of the world and the snow is getting so deep here and like at this time of the year I always think of this and I always think of you and then the chorus is like I miss you more than I can take and I will surely break. And then the end of the chorus, they say, there's nothing more to it. I'll just get through it. And they repeat that a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like, I don't exactly know what they're talking about, but it's the kind of song that weaves in and out of my life. And a lot of the time when I just hear these certain phrases in it, it just, I just can connect with it. And I
Yeah.
think it's because it's a beautiful song and it's really just a guitar, like it's an acoustic guitar and the way they harmonize together is just so insane. Um, I think it's so
Sisters.
underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check,
Sisters.
and check out Sisters. There's like a thing genetically where like their harmonies are better than anything.
Yeah, like Haim or something as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I
Yeah.
have I have two daughters and I'm trying to get them. They're 6 and 4, but I'm like trying to get them to practice singing together. But
Oh, Drew. Do they do it?
no, they're very competitive. They're like if one of them is singing, they're like they want total silence. They don't want anybody singing along with them. They want the floor. So I have to
You
work
should
on their
show them some,
deep.
you should show them some like bands where they harmonize. Maybe then they'll be like, oh, we need to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
together.
I know. Well, I'll check out this Swedish band because I don't know them. What about what is a song that people might be surprised to find out that you love?
For this one, I have Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. Just
Okay.
because like just because I don't know, I listen to this song quite often. Like it's
Really?
always
Still to this
I
day?
don't every now and then, yeah, like it's in a few of my playlists. It's the kind of song that my brother would be playing all the time when we were
Hmm.
kids. Mostly like Rollin' and My Way and Behind Blue Eyes by Limp Bizkit. They're kind of the only ones I will revisit by them. But yeah, I don't know. I just love some of their music. And I think my brother's influence on me, like he really loved kind of that genre of music as well as a lot of hip hop growing up.
Hmm.
Um,
Is he
which got
older?
me into what was that?
Is he older or younger, brother?
He's 1 year older.
When you're older, okay.
So he kind of loved Limp Bizkit, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nelly, 50 Cent, Eminem, Ja Rule.
Yeah.
And then he kind of grew into more like punk stuff. And then he got obsessed with the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and stuff. So yeah, my whole family, we're all pretty obsessed with music.
Yeah.
Um,
Sounds like it.
yeah. And I was pretty influenced by stuff he liked, even though at the time I pretended like I hated it just to kind of, just for attention. But yeah, I don't know. And I just think because I'm a pretty like, I just don't think people would expect me to listen to Limp Bizkit when I'm walking down the street. But sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm just like, keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? And it just gets me pumped up, you know?
Yeah. That's right. I just had a comedian Margaret Cho on the podcast, and her surprise was also a Limp Bizkit song. So maybe,
Really?
maybe there's something about comedians loving Limp Bizkit.
True. Well, I just think it's like, I guess it's a bit of nostalgia, but it's also just a good song. Like the melody in the chorus is just like now move in, now move out. Like it's just like a good, I don't know, it's just a good song. It just flows so well
Yeah.
and they obviously have so much anger in it. It's yeah, it's just like it's a good one to like bang your head to, you know.
Yeah. What is a song that you love that somebody else introduced you to?
So for this one, I said So Real by Jeff Buckley.
Hmm.
Um, when I was working, so when I first moved to New York, I worked at a cafe for
Yeah.
about 8 months. It's called Bluestone Lane. I don't know if you have it in Chicago. It's like an
I don't think so.
Australian chain. Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's an
I know they
Australian chain in New York.
yeah, it started in America, but its whole shtick is that it's Australian, and like most of the
Mhm.
corporate staff are Australian.
Interesting.
Um,
No, I've never been.
yeah, there's a lot in New York and there's some in LA, but I know they're kind of expanding, or maybe they're not expanding anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe
look
they're
like
plummeting. It's none
yeah.
of my
We
business anymore.
we have
Uh,
Outback Steakhouse. Did you ever go there?
no, Outback Steakhouse. No, I never went there. Is it
I've
good?
seen videos of like Australians trying Outback Steakhouse and being like, "What does this have to do with Australia?" Because it's very like lightly themed and it's just steak. And their famous thing is they have like a big fried onion thing called the bloomin' onion.
No.
And,
It just reminds me of
from
that Simpsons episode where Homer eats that massive steak and then that guy
yeah,
dies. Have you seen that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they got the idea for.
Yeah,
I don't know what came
maybe.
first, the chain or the episode, but okay. So
Hmm.
you're at this cafe in New York.
Yeah, and then I had this coworker called Michaela, and she was just like this really cool girl from where was she from? Connecticut or Massachusetts or somewhere in America. I don't
Yeah.
know. But she was just really cool, and she would always show me the sickest music. And then one day we had to stay late a few hours to do like a deep clean of the cafe. And then she just played his whole album. She played the Grace album
Yeah.
because she's like, "Do you like Jeff Buckley?" And I was like, "I don't know really who that is." And then she was like, "Oh my God." So then she put it on. And then I just fell in love with it, especially So Real. I was just like, this song is insane. Like, I just never heard anything like that song before.
Yeah.
Um, and then after hearing it, I kind of only listened to that song for a few days. I didn't really listen to anything else. Um, but yeah, she was always showing me great music, and it was really cool working at that cafe because we worked in the lobby of 11 Madison in like Midtownish, like Flatiron District in New
Yeah.
York. And we worked in the lobby of the headquarters of Sony and RCA Records. So we had some
Oh,
really cool
cool.
regular customers who
Yeah.
would like hook us up with free concert tickets and stuff. Like it was just a great job.
Oh,
Lots of
yeah. Oh,
music, lots
awesome.
of music stuff going on, which was cool.
Oh, cool. All right. What about with the going the other way? What is a song that you introduced somebody else to that you love?
Oh, so there's a song by an Australian band called Leonardo's Bride, and the song is called Even When I'm Sleeping. And it's from the 90s, and it's just like one of the most beautiful songs in my opinion. And I've introduced it to a few people. Like when I lived in New York, I introduced it. I used to play it in the office sometimes because I was like the office DJ.
Oh,
And
really?
I took it really seriously. I'd like queue up songs all day, every day. Um, and that was a song that, yeah, like my coworkers liked, and I introduced them to it. And then my ex-boyfriend and I made playlists for each other, and I showed him this song, and he really liked it. So, yeah, I definitely think living overseas was fun because I got to introduce people to Australian music that I liked.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just a really beautiful song. And I think they maybe had a few other songs, but I don't want to call them a one-hit wonder because I'm sure they have other stuff, but that song was huge. And then
Hmm.
they kind of didn't really do much else
Yeah.
from what I saw, but maybe they did. I don't know.
All right. What about what is the most recent song that you've fallen in love with?
So for this one, I said the song Gossip by Confidence Man and Jade. You know Jade from Little Mix?
Yeah. I don't know
So
this
she
song, but
just
I know her.
yeah, she just did a song with Confidence Man, who's like a Australian. Are they brother and sister or are they just friends? I don't know, but they're from Brisbane, where I'm from.
Oh, cool.
Um, and they make really cool music. I only discovered them this year, but they've been around for a while, I think. Um, and they live in London now. I think they lived in Melbourne for a while. They live in London now. And yeah, and then they just did the song with Jade that came out probably a few weeks ago. and it's just really cool. Um, I think Jade is making some really sick music.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's probably what I'm vibing to at the moment. I'd also say at the moment I'm really into like Michael Jackson again at the moment. I just can't stop listening to a lot of his stuff.
Really?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, big
Is
time.
there anything that like spurred that on?
Well, I was a crazy Michael Jackson fan when I was a teenager, like
Hmm.
obsessed. Um, and then every now and then I just like weave in and out of obsessions with
Yeah, yeah.
is like even on my wall that I'm looking at right now, I have a drawing that I've done of Amy Winehouse. I have a Janelle Monáe poster from like or like a print from her album cover. Like I just really become obsessed with musicians and I watch all their interviews and like everything.
Hmm.
And at the moment it's just Michael Jackson. How did it come about? I don't even remember. It really just takes one watch of something or hearing it and being like, oh, maybe I'll watch something
Yeah.
else. And then it's just a rabbit hole and I'm just like obsessed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've been watching some of his like live concerts and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, I just think no one could do it like he could do it.
You've mentioned Amy Winehouse a couple times. Is that a big artist for you?
She's my favorite artist of all time. Yeah.
That's your favorite of all time? Yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I always liked her when I was a kid. Um, and I always like would listen to her. But then it wasn't until I saw the documentary, the 2015 documentary,
Yeah.
where
That
I
doc
saw
was
that and
so good.
how good is it, hey?
Yeah. One of the best music documentaries. Yeah.
Truly. And then that just made me realize how gifted she was and just how brilliant she was. So that kind of, and I saw that in, yeah, 2015. I got my dad the DVD for Christmas, actually. So around Christmas time, we watched the DVD, and then I just would watch it every day. And then all of 2016, I almost only listened to her.
Really?
Um, yeah, like it was a crazy obsession, and I would draw
Yeah.
her all the time, and like, so yeah, she's probably my favorite of all time. Um, and then I also love Lady Gaga. She's probably my favorite living artist, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm seeing her live next month and then again in December this
Oh,
year.
really? Okay. She's coming
Yeah.
to Australia twice, or are you traveling anywhere to go see her?
No, I'm doing some shows in London in September and she hadn't announced her Australian dates yet. So I was like, well, I'll just plan my tour around her London dates. And I got this really expensive ticket. And then she announced Australia. So I was like, I'm just gonna go again. And
Yeah.
Australia
Yeah.
was way cheaper for some reason. So yeah, I'm going twice. And I
Yeah,
saw her
man.
when I was 16. So it's kind of full circle moment. Now I'm 32, so it's like double my
Yeah.
age.
She's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, she's awesome. I think people are starting to realize how special she is and how amazing she is.
yeah.
Like everyone's starting to catch up to like kind of what the gays realized pretty early on. Um, she's
She's
just
another
brilliant.
one that my daughters love. Like they will specifically ask for the older one asks for Lady Gaga, the younger one calls her Baby Gaga, but still both deep into the new album, especially. They love
Yeah, the
Abracadabra and
album's
Killer.
great. Hey.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
really good. Bonus question before you go. I also really love Amy Winehouse. So since that's your favorite of all time, what's your favorite Amy Winehouse song? We could close it out with that.
Oh, what a crazy question to ask me. Wow, what a big question. I'll be honest, it changes a lot.
You could go with, your current favorite. Could always change.
Yeah, I would say, hmm, it's honestly like one year is Back to Black album is my favorite, then the following year the Frank album, and I kind of alternate, but I've kind of been more into the Frank album recently, probably In My Bed or You Sent Me Flying. I really love those two from
Yeah,
Frank. Yeah.
love it.
What's yours?
Yeah, I feel like it's lame because it's popular and it's a cover, but I think her cover of Valerie is the greatest cover ever made, which I made the
Yeah.
mistake of saying on TikTok once and people got real mad at me. but I really
Oh,
think that the original version is a fine song, and her cover of Valerie is transcendent. Like she took something and made it out of a song that was like a whatever fine indie rock song, and she turned it into like an all-time classic, I think. So that is
yeah.
my
I
favorite.
I haven't even heard the original. Is that bad? Because I'm just like I love her version so much.
I don't think you need to hear the original, to be
Yeah.
honest. But oh, I got, of course, anytime you express any kind of opinion about music, there's the contrarians and people like, actually, I think the original's great, but
Hmm.
I think is the best cover of all time. So that's my favorite. But yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
big fan
true.
of hers. Yeah. Nick, this was so amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. Do you have anything you want to promote right now?
Oh, honestly, not really. I mean, yeah, just follow me on Instagram, Nick White 49, and then TikTok, Nick White or Miss Nikki Wanty is my handle on TikTok. I mean, my tour kicks off next year. I mean, yeah, I'm doing shows in London, but they're sold out next month. So not
Oh,
anything urgent to plug, but I'm always up to something. So yeah, just chuck me a follow, I guess.
great. Yeah. Is the tour going to come to America? Do you know?
Oh, probably not. Well, I don't know. It depends.
Not this one.
Like v visa wise, America is harder to make happen, but
Hmm.
um, it depends. I'm doing my first ever full character show next year.
Cool.
Um, so it could be a disaster or it could be a masterpiece. We don't know yet. So I think that'll kind of determine how far I take the tour.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm doing like 6 or 7 characters, so it's going to be pretty crazy.
That's going to be
Uh,
awesome. Very cool.
I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah. Are you going to record it at all, or is it just going to be live?
I think I'll probably get it filmed. I like to film my show every year just so I have a record of it. So yeah, I'll definitely film it. And it's the kind of show that'll be different every night because it'll be a lot of audience involvement or just a lot of crowd work. So there'll definitely be
Yeah.
a lot of social clips from it. So
Awesome.
yeah, you'll probably be seeing it somewhere. Yeah.
Awesome. You've heard the stories, now hear the songs. Go to wherever you listen to music, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and you can listen to today's guest's personalized playlist if you search for the guest list with Patrick Hicks.